guess you're talking about this transition cost. How long should people expect that transition to last, Mr. President?
I can't tell you that. I can tell you that we're making a lot of money. We're doing great. Again, we're losing more than $5 billion a day. $5 billion a day. You don't talk about that. And right now, we're going to be at a point very soon where we're making money every day. Look,
how soon?
We were losing hundreds of billions of dollars with China. Now we're essentially not doing business with China. Therefore, we're saving hundreds of billions of dollars. Very simple.
You take me to my next question, which is...
Yeah, that is it. So Americans, how are those billions going? How are the eggs going? The egg price situation. And the beef, I heard beef right now is really expensive. Baba ain't happy, boy. Ha! Look, did you actually heard? Did you pay attention to what he was saying? We were losing billions of dollars every day. Not according to statistics. The American economy actually was earning billions. Okay, just in tourism, I think you're 50 billion down. You are getting 50 billion plus. And these are the optimistic statistics. Okay, this is not those pessimistic fellas that sit around in economy and business roundtables and say and talk about the worst case scenario. And unfortunately for America, the worst case scenario is becoming real. Look, like I said in previous videos, I don't think this will be some kind of quick crash down. If it happens, like I also said in another video, I will be surprised. But it can happen. Okay? It happened in other places before. It happened in Germany before, between the two world wars. Suddenly, the Deutschmark was worth nothing. The same thing can happen to the dollar. Like that. And when you have the Asian trading hubs shifting away from dollar, selling their stock in American government bonds and in American companies and other stuff like that, when you have even some European trading centers doing exactly the same, I think it's time for you to get worried. Because when the ship is sinking, the first ones to leave are the rats. And the people that make their living by playing with money to get more money, they are the biggest rats in the economy. And if you see them leave, I say Baba needs to go into the woods, duck down, and get off the grid. Oh yes, it would be easy to have an American accent, but I don't like it very much. Okay, it's cute in a girl, but not cute to talk. So I have this kind of a mix between an English, a German, and a Portuguese accent, which is out, but it's mine. Now, he insisted on the line. He emphasized, yes, numbers, billions. You know, this is all psychological game. In this aspect, he's not that dumb. He knows how to bring a point across, but that only works with morons. If he's talking with someone that actually knows numbers, that actually knows how these things work, it doesn't work. Okay? It doesn't work with other world leaders unless they are as dumb as him in this aspect. It doesn't work with economic analysts. It doesn't work with people that actually know what they are talking about. And some people will just nod and give him his cookie and then in the back do whatever the hell they want to do. And some other people will laugh and some other people will tell him off. You know, like the Chinese. He kept saying, I have a deal. And the Chinese, they kept saying, no, we don't have a deal. And you still do not have a deal. Okay? He just tackled out, and now I think it's he suspended it for 90 days or whatever. This is all show. That person, let's go back to him. Let's turn down the sound a bit and look.
I guess you're talking about this
Look at
transition
his
cost.
face.
How
Look at
long
his
should
posture.
people expect that transition to last, Mr. President?
I can't tell you that. I can tell you that we're making a lot of money. We're doing
Looking
great.
at the
Again,
left
we're
side,
losing more than $5 billion
$5
a day.
billion
$5 billion
a
a day.
day.
You don't
$5
talk
billion
about
a
that.
day.
And right now, we're going to be at a point very soon where we're making money every day. Look,
See?
How
Look
soon?
at
we
him.
were losing hundreds of
Again.
billions of dollars with China.
Again.
Now we're essentially not doing business with China. Therefore, we're saving hundreds of billions of dollars. Very simple.
You take me to my next
Look at the
question, which is
fallacy. Look at the fallacy of this statement. We are now not doing any business with China. Hence, we are saving those hundreds of millions. No, because China provides the USA and the USA business with finished goods, raw materials, and components for their industry and for their business, for their manufacturing, for everything. Just like Canada does the same, just like Mexico does the same, just like the EU does the same, just like everyone does the same, that everyone that trades with the United States. To say, for example, imagine this. This is just a number, okay? But we are buying $1 million of products from the Penguin Island. Hence, if we stop buying it, we will save $1 million. He forgets that those products that are worth 1 million in imports come to your country and get transformed into products that are sold both inside your country and outside of your country. That $1 million, it's like a guy in a supermarket that goes into the farm, buys a kilo of peaches for $10, and then at the supermarket he will sell it for $50. This is essentially what the United States was doing. And what really shocks me, is that I have been listening to a lot of YouTubers, and they only superficially analyze this question. But the question here is, economically, the United States had an excellent economy. Good economies always have a high level of debt because you are constantly investing in tomorrow. Even USA aid was an investment in tomorrow. It was creating soft power. It was introducing people to American made products. It was telling them they were there to help them. It was giving them that sense of, these guys are helping us, we are going to buy from them. Because they helped us. And when a person has this kind of, I don't know, I think he thinks like those robber barons of the 1920s or some shit like that, and they have this fixed idea. They are unable to understand economics. They are unable to understand the mechanisms, or this is even worse, they don't want to understand them. They want to deconstruct it completely and go back to a situation where you would have a mass of dumb people living pay by pay, which in fact is the United States. Let's be honest about it. And at the top, you will have the creme de la creme on top, the oligarchy, profiting and dominating, and telling you how many kids you must have, how will you do this, and how you'll do that. And some Americans think that is very democratic. This video, I kept it because with his facial expression, with the words that he uses, the way that he intensifies certain parts of his speech from a point of view of psychology, of sociology, it's fascinating. It's fascinating how he is able to convince Americans with this kind of speech. If he talks like that with 90% of Europeans, they would laugh in his face. Okay? We also have MAGA idiots around here. Oh, my friend, yes, we do. We have idiots here too. But the issue here is that even the idiots here are a bit smarter than you. The idiots here, they will go along with your song. But if you don't give them what they want, they will turn on you and they will fuck you up. And yet you Americans, dare you say? And the guy, look how he speaks to you. I'm going to show you. We were losing billions. Billions. We were buying $100 million from China. And now we are not doing business with China. We are saving $100 million. Okay? In a character of what he is saying. This is exactly how he's doing it. This is what people like Stalin, like Hitler, like Mussolini did. Mussolini especially, he was a genius in manipulating a crowd. With his theatrical moves, with the way that he talked, he was a genius. All evil, but genius. And this man is doing exactly the same. I was surprised at the lack of, I'm not going to say intelligence, but the lack of education of most American voters. As I said in other videos, I am perfectly aware that what happened by this event of electing him for office again, what happened is just a symptom of a disease festering in society. A disease that is there, and that it affects both the right and both the left. In fact, technically, for a European, you don't even have a left. You have an extreme right of nutters, and you have a conservative middle. This is what you have in the United States. Okay, when you hear those in the extreme right calling leftists to people that want things like healthcare and taxes for everyone, including the rich, these are the positions of the centrists here. Or, for example, the government that is now in power here in Portugal, the Social Democrats. In the extreme right, we have the nutters. And here, in the extreme left, you, in fact, have those that are always contesting anything the others do. Here you have it. There, you don't. Perhaps Bernie Sanders, but even so, he would just be a mild socialist. Okay? And they would not call him a socialist. They would call him a social democrat. Remember this video, this episode that I show you. It's public. It's available. MSNBC, I think. Remember this little video And then, next time you see him speak, look at these marks, at these traits that I talked about here in this video. Look at how he will emphasize a point, he will say it with more intensity, he will repeat it again and again. Like when you, for example, you are studying for school and you don't know something, okay, I usually paid attention to class and I was able to memorize things. But when I wanted to study, I just repeated, I just wrote down everything. And those concepts, they stayed. And this is what he is doing to you. Remember this. Well, thank you for listening to my little rant, and I hope to catch you all in the next one.